learn English with Muallimi Academy.
Hey there, Muallimi family. We've got William, a fantastic teacher, joining us today. Say hi to everyone, William.
Hello, everyone. Nate, it's such a pleasure to be back here with you and all our wonderful students.
Definitely. We've got quite the question we'd like to ask you regarding English learning. A lot of students seem to struggle with the same issue when they try to speak English. Are you familiar with this problem?
I'm guessing it's the anxiety and nervousness that comes with speaking English. Is that correct?
Right, but I've got to ask, how did you know? Is this a widespread issue?
It's more common than you think, Nate. In fact, I believe it's one of the primary barriers. This fear seriously holds students back from advancing their English skills. They get really stressed out when they have to speak English.
Absolutely. So, in your opinion, why does this happen and what steps can we take to address this issue?
There are some individuals who can just jump into a conversation in another language confidently and effortlessly. They manage to communicate effectively, even with a limited vocabulary. Casual conversations are a breeze for them. However, I've seen that there are many who feel just the opposite. And I want to assure them of something, that if you're sitting there thinking you're alone, believe me, you're not. This anxiety that surrounds speaking a foreign language is actually a pretty common phenomenon. There's even a specific term for this kind of anxiety: Xenoglossophobia. It's the term used to describe the fear of using and learning foreign languages. Did you know that? We've all been through that moment where we struggle to express our thoughts in words, myself included. So, what is it that's scary? Is it the fear of making mistakes, being misunderstood, or messing up the grammar? These are the top 3 fears that hold people back from speaking English confidently. When we make a mistake, we feel like we've failed, which can feel overwhelming. I bet you're wondering why this fear and anxiety take place, right? Let me explain. This nervousness can actually mess with how your brain functions. What this means is that when you're feeling scared about having an English conversation with someone, your brain struggles to handle the language effectively. And on top of that, there's often a fear of judgment. The truth is, most of us are really scared of what others might think of us. This is especially true when we're speaking a foreign language. We tend to believe that people might be silently critiquing our grammar or how we pronounce words. But don't worry, I'm going to share some strategies with you to help you get rid of that fear of speaking English. First off, you need to pinpoint exactly what scares you. That's crucial. If grammar is your weak point, then it's time to double down the amount of time you work on it. Look up exercises on the internet, read grammar books, and solve various quizzes. There are a lot of resources that help strengthen your English skills. Now, here's a very nice tip for overcoming your fear of English conversations. Always speak slowly and clearly. A common mistake that learners make is trying to talk too quickly. Trying to match their speed can lead to stress and result in lots of unnecessary errors. So, take your time and you'll likely make fewer mistakes. I cannot stress this enough. And as I've said before, students continue to make this mistake. People often mix up speaking fluently with speaking quickly, but they're not the same at all. You can leave a lasting impression just by communicating clearly, even if you speak slowly. Speaking quickly doesn't guarantee that you'll be understood. Keep that in mind. Always remember, the main goal of speaking is to share your thoughts and ideas. Engaging in conversations allows you to refine your ability to listen and articulate your thoughts in English. If you try to speed through your conversation, you'll likely end up talking too quickly, making mistakes that could have been avoided, and feeling overwhelmed. I have experienced this myself, so I know what it's like. Staying calm when you're feeling nervous is definitely a challenge, but it's something that can be worked on. Mastering this will not only help you conquer your fears, but also make your conversations more enjoyable. I know the instinct when you're scared is to rush and just get it over with as fast as you can. But remember, what you need to do is to use these chances to improve your English, not just get through them. I also encourage my students to practice listening carefully before responding in a conversation. Have you ever realized that you've answered a question incorrectly or changed the subject unexpectedly? This might happen because maybe you didn't hear the question properly, or you were preparing your response while the other person was still talking. This can lead to some pretty awkward moments for everyone involved, which can be funny in hindsight. When you're nervous, it's common to start talking before you've fully understood what the other person has said. But your aim is to fully grasp their message and respond well, right? That's why it's very important to pay good attention. Some new learners tend to start speaking as soon as they recognize a word or phrase. This habit often comes from language tests, where you're trained to listen for specific keywords to answer multiple choice questions. While this approach is useful for passing tests, it's not the best strategy for real-life conversations. In everyday interactions, you respond to the whole idea being expressed, not just to specific words. So, focus on listening for understanding rather than just preparing your next response. This will also help in reducing your speaking anxiety. I really hope this makes sense to you, and I apologize if I've been going on for too long. I just want to help you overcome your fear of speaking English. It's something you have to start applying if you want to get better at English. Facing and overcoming this fear is key.
Thanks a ton for sharing all of that with us, and I'm sure our viewers found it interesting. Prove me right, guys. Share your thoughts in the comments and let us know if you have anything else you'd like to add or any other concerns. And if you're looking for more advice on how to conquer your fear of speaking English, then keep an eye out on this channel. Bye!